A Southern Kentucky fire department is not sure how it is going to replace some of its equipment after it was ruined fighting a fire.
Is the vetting process already in place for Syrian refugees sufficient? That's the issue that has divided Congress and ignited a threat from the White House. I'm Craig Boswell on Capitol Hill. That's coming.
And the latest on the debate over raising the minimum wage in Lexington.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. A Southern Kentucky fire department is crippled. Some of its equipment was damaged fighting a fire.
The problem was discovered after a fire a week ago in Knox County. WKYT's Phil Pendleton shows us what happened and how the small volunteer department is looking for answers and replacing the gear. It's our top story at 4:30.
The West Knox Volunteer Fire Department is a small department, but they have a big responsibility in this area, having about 360 calls a year. That's roughly one a day, and now basically 12 of its members have nothing to wear when responding to those critical calls. 12 sets of turnout gear are now ruined because the coats and pants and shoes were drenched in smelly fuel while fighting a fire at the Safeco recycling plant last week. Not only the turnout gear, but also some hoses will have to be replaced. All in all, the department will need about $30,000. And with a volunteer department that is only guaranteed about $8,000 from the state each year, the cash is hard to come by. They've tried washing the gear, but the fuel will not come out.
Of course, you can't fight a fire with that flammable liquid in your turnout gear, so we're going to have to replace them.
The fire chief tells me they are trying to build the company where they actually fought this fire, which is protocol in these kinds of situations, but they're having some communication issues. Contacting their insurance company is also an option, and they also tell me that they could possibly look into having some fundraisers. We're going to have a lot more on this at 5:30, but for now, in Knox County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The chief says other departments are helping to cover their runs until all of their gear is replaced. Well, the rain has pushed out of the bluegrass region, leaving behind it a beautiful day.
I could take another month of this. It's great out there. Temperatures, though, about to head south as we move towards our weekend. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris?
Yeah, you know what? If you're a fan of the milder temperatures, you may want to move south with those thermometers as well as we go into especially later Saturday and Sunday. But as you guys mentioned, short term looks really good out there. A lot of mid and upper 50s, though. Temperatures are quickly going to drop through the 40s and wind up into the 30s before the evening is over. Southeastern Kentucky still with thermometers into the 60s. How about this view right now with our live sky cam? Hamburg Pavilion, a little bit of sun and some clouds out there. Out and about this evening, that chilly wind blowing that chillier air on into town. We'll wind up upper 30s to low 40s by the latter part of the evening. Big storm system that last night we were tracking into parts of Oregon and Washington, now crossing into the Rocky Mountains. That will be on top of the Bluegrass State as we go into our weekend, and that is likely to give us the first flakes of the season before our Saturday is through. Coming up in a few minutes, guys, we'll show you why your thermometers are going to take a big rise, then a big drop behind that front. That's in about 10 minutes.
Chris, thank you. French officials are not sure exactly how Abdelhamid Abaoud died.
They're confirming that he died yesterday along with his female cousin in a police raid on an apartment building in suburban Paris. He's the suspected mastermind of last week's deadly attacks. Authorities haven't said where he was or what his actions were during the deadly rampage. French authorities are expected to get final legislative approval tomorrow for a 3-month extension of their emergency powers. The lower house of parliament approved that extension today, and the Senate is expected to do so tomorrow. Police will have expanded powers to carry out arrests and searches. The resettlement of up to 10,000 Syrian refugees in the U.S. has set off an intense battle on Capitol Hill.
And the issue is whether the vetting process is sufficient, and the recent attacks in Paris have only intensified concerns that terrorists may try to pose as refugees to get into this country. Craig Boswell reports from Washington.
The yeas are 289 and the nays are 137. The bill is passed.
The Republican-led House approved a bill to put a Syrian refugee resettlement program on hold.
There is a very real possibility that a terrorist, particularly one from or claiming to be from Syria or Iraq, will attempt to gain access to the United States as a refugee.
Republicans say the new restrictions will pause the program until the vetting process of refugees from war-torn Syria is secure.
We don't have sufficient information to appropriately investigate and vet failed nation states.
Many Democrats call it a knee-jerk reaction.
It slams the door, that door again, on desperate mothers and children fleeing ISIS's unspeakable violence.
The bill now moves to the Senate, where it can only pass if it gets some support from Democrats.
Who are these refugees? They're not our enemies. They're expelled from their homeland by the same evildoers we're fighting.
It simply makes sense to take a step back for now, to press the pause button, so we can determine the facts.
President Obama has threatened to veto the bill if it passes the Senate. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
About 2,300 Syrian refugees have been allowed back into the U.S. in the past 4 years, and administration officials say the vetting process can take up to 2 years. It's been more than a week since Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was laid to rest. Police say he was shot in the head by 34-year-old Raleigh Sizemore. Our investigative team has been looking into Sizemore's lengthy criminal history. They also obtained the last parole board hearing where Sizemore was released from prison. Officer Ellis's brother says Sizemore never should have had a chance to get out of prison in the first place.
Why does he get a second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh chance? It's a simple question. Hopefully somebody can answer that.
Amber's at the live desk now with investigative reporter Miranda Combs with more on this story that she's working on for tonight at 6. Amber?
Sam, thank you. Miranda, this is something we have talked about a lot in this newsroom. You have been doing a lot of digging into Raleigh Sizemore's criminal background this past week, right?
We have, and we found 32 pages of charges and jail times from the administrative office of the courts in and out of jail in southern and central Kentucky since he was 16 years old.
That is hard to understand, and this is all brought up in a parole board hearing that we're actually going to hear tonight.
You are going to hear it, and that's what's interesting. He was released on parole back in April. He was in for manufacturing methamphetamine and criminal mischief. He was supposed to have a 10-year sentence, but he got out a little under 3 years. But what's interesting is the parole board members tell him multiple times, look, you've been arrested so many times, it's not even funny. Another member says, you've been on probation once, parole 2 times, you're probably not a good candidate for parole.
And should I ask what Sizemore responded to that?
It was weird. A couple of times he said, I'm the worst criminal in the world. Everything I do, I get caught for it.
Well, you saw Ellis's brother there. He wants laws that are going to change all of this, right?
Yes, and I have a late update on that I will be happy to tell you about at 6.
Great. Good for him to sit back down with us and talk after everything last week and come back. So we'll see this story tonight coming up at 6. Sam?
Amber, thank you. The Urban County Council is expected to decide whether to raise Lexington's minimum wage. A second reading on the proposal is on tonight's agenda. The proposal calls for raising the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour. The increase would be put into place over the next 3 years. Louisville's council voted to raise the minimum wage there last year. Democrat Jack Conway spent nearly twice as much as Republican Matt Bevin on TV ads, but it was not enough to get him elected governor. Bevin defeated Conway by 9 percentage points on November 3rd. An analysis by the Center for Public Integrity shows Bevin spent a little over $2 million on TV ads, while Conway spent just over $4 million. The data does not include radio, online, or direct mail ads or TV ads aired on local cable systems. The estimates also do not include production costs.